feel like stretching is the key to all this. I have my pencil. That's enough dilly-dallying. Now, yesterday night, we were able to see Kape versus Almabayev, and it was pretty exciting. I'm going to start off with the prelims, and then I'm going to work my way up to the main card this time. It was Johnson versus Tamirov. I was really banging on Johnson to be able to take this fight, but understandably so, Tamirov came out with a great pressure. I was going to say game plan, but I want to stop saying that word so much because I hate saying the same words too many times. Tamirov really came out with a lot of good striking. He came out with great pressure. He came out with great energy. He really dominated the fight in terms of hitting Charles with shots when Charles wasn't expecting it and throwing off Charles's rhythm. Charles still had a great fight. You can have an argument if you want that he won 1 or 2 rounds here or there. I think it was honestly kind of a sweep for the most part, with Johnson maybe getting the 3rd round for maybe, yeah. But Tamirov was on it the entire fight. You can't look at Tamirov's performance and not really respect what he's done. I'm really happy that Tamirov won this fight, honestly, because that means he's ranked now. Johnson isn't going to lose his ranked positioning. People are going to get pushed down a little bit, sure, but Charles Johnson's still in the ranks. He still had a great fight. It was a close fight, and he's going to come back from this at some point really soon. So I'm not really worried about Charles Johnson. It was a good fight overall, so, kudos to him. For Tamirov, I'm excited to see where he's going to go. The division's going to be open for him. It's the flyweights. It's going to be tough going up, but I mean, if he can improve what he's shown already, it's looking pretty good, but I don't think he's going to be able to break through the top 5 anytime this year. He might probably lose his next fight, depending on who he's going to be going up against. Yeah, there's guys ahead of him like Tim Elliott, Tajir, Steven Erceg, who has a fight already coming up. He's in a great opportunity that if he wants to fight, go fight one of those guys, Tim Elliott or Tajir. You could fight some guys behind you. Yeah, there's Bruno Silva. Bro, you could fight Kai Sakura. Kai Sakura versus Tamirov would be kind of a nice fight. And that would really show if Kai should really be in the UFC. Because if Tamirov is able to beat the shit out of Kai Asakura, I feel like that really, really shows how different the UFC is compared to all these other organizations. Because Kai getting that title shot was a big thing. And if he loses against a guy who's in the 15 rankings, that's not going to be a good look for Kai Sakura or Ryzen. I really don't think at this point Tamirov's going to be able to stand up with any of the top 5. Tamirov just needs another fight. I would like to see Kai Sakura. I think that'd be a fun fight. I think it's a bit weird, especially because Kai Sakura just fought for the championship. And so his ranking placement really is off, but he needs to fight again soon. So let's see that. I don't know if it's the greatest fight to call out, but I just want to see that. So both of them really made the weight class look fantastic. I love the lighter weight classes. This kind of shit is my jam. They're fast. They're powerful. It's some of the best UFC you're going to see. The best MMA style fighting and shit. You know what I mean? Happy to see it. Super dope. Super great. J.J. Aldrich versus Andrea Lee. That was a nice fight. I was really happy to see that fight go through. And it was a pretty nice striking event. Nothing too crazy. And honestly, I don't have too much to say because it was a pretty straightforward fight. I really saw JJ taking all 3 rounds pretty dominantly. It seemed like she was the fighter in there where Lee was kind of tentative. They were very waiting. They didn't really go enough. When they did go, it felt like they didn't put everything into it. Really straightforward. Goodbye, JJ. Get another fight soon. And I'm not going to fucking play matchmaker. I'm not matchmaker guy. I'm just putting what I think. Sometimes I got some matchmaking thoughts, but this one, I got nothing. I still need to learn more about women's division still. People like Zhang Wei Li, Valentina Shevchenko, a bunch of other people I'm not going to name right now, but they are making me aware. I'm going to slowly build on my understandings of those rankings too. And this was just a nice fight for the women's divisions. I liked it. Very nice. Very, very nice for me. I liked JJ's striking. I liked her confidence. But again, the skill level that showed, I don't know how good the top 15 are in that division, but if they're, like every other division where they're quality elite fighters, good luck to either one of them getting a ranking in. Pretty good fight. It was nice. Silva versus Almeida. Now, yeah, Silva was looking fucking fantastic. Silva was coming out there looking like a pro. Silva was really coming out with some really good combinations, finding their way through, really dominating that first round entirely. In the second round, Almeida was having some success. Almeida looked massive for a featherweight. Silva was just fast, smart, some clever combinations, at some lightning speed. Almeida getting just fucking battered and then clinched in the first round. Almeida woke up a little bit in the second round, throwing some hands out, but Silva just responds with more. Great defense by Silva. Silva's just too clean. So yeah, that was it. Silva was just looking clean as fuck. Silva was dominating because he had better movement. He had better head movement, better defensive, and sure, Almeida in the third round is coming out with some fucking mustard on his shots, but you're going to have to do more throughout both of the rounds because this is only a 3-round fight. You can't wake up just in only the 3rd round. I liked what I was seeing from Silva. I don't know if that earns him a ranked position just yet, but if they want to throw Dan Ige or someone like that, like bottom 15, that'd be kind of nice. If not, he's going to get another ranked fight soon, and I think that's fine. He's going to get another unranked fight soon. I think that's fine. It was a nice fight. Again, these first couple fights were not the craziest. They were just good. They showed some good display of skill from the fighters. It was pretty nice, pretty good. What else do I have to say about Silva versus Almeida? What else even is there to say? It was just nice. Silva showed that he's going to be a guy to look forward to in his next fight. But again, I really get astounded when I see something that's really different to me that makes me go like, that person I got to watch with their next fight for sure. Silva definitely brought it. So, you know what? I got to say, Silva brought it, so I'm excited to see when he fights again. Hopefully he can bring it to another competitor that's going to bring it to him just as hard. Chepe versus Ramos. Man, Chepe was on it, dude. Chepe was looking fucking nasty. They were saying how Chepe trains with like Justin Gaethje, a fuck ton of other people. And fuck, does it show. Chepe had a great durability. He had great pressure. He was just fucking, again, I love the analogy of a wet blanket just falling over someone where it just wraps around them and suffocates them. That sounds dark as soon as I say it. But that is exactly what he did. It looked like Chepe was really working towards a KO. But in the 3rd round, Ramos was definitely coming back a little bit. Ramos was not going away easy. Ramos was trying his best to really get something going there. But Chepe was just on him everywhere. I really liked Chepe's judo. He had some great takedowns. He fucking did some great trips. He got up, pressure as soon as you get up. I fucking love to see that. That fight really got me going. During the fight, Dominic Cruz said something very true to me, where he was saying that Ramos was just looking for that KO shot, where Chepe was just on it the entire time, everywhere, looking for many different ways to get him out the fight. You know, sometimes the one-shot KO is going to work against a lot of guys, but not against every guy, especially in the UFC, where you're getting these guys who knows what to do against a guy like that. One of those guys being Austin Lane, which we're talking about in a minute. All I got to say about Chepe is Chepe looked fantastic. He's a guy that I want to see compete for the top 15 rankings like sometime soon. Give him one more fight unranked, maybe against another dangerous person, make it fucking a qualifier to get a top 15 ranking, and he's going to make it. He had some power. He had some fucking great skill, great movement. And I mean, what really separated him to me was his grappling. His grappling was very fantastic, very strong, very defensive, very protective, but very active. You know, he's protecting himself from weird clinches, from weird holds. He's protecting himself from weird ankle picks and stuff like that by being offensive back. So he's always looking to put out some damage. So I really enjoyed to see that. It was really cool to me. Whatever he does, it's going to be tough moving forward for himself because he showed how good he is in a lot of different areas. So I think the only fights he's going to get moving forward is going to be a dog. I'm expecting that next time we see Chepe, it's going to be a fantastic fight again. So again, happy to see. All these first early fights were pretty good, you know? I liked it. Really quick. This is, I mean, you can only talk about this one for so long because it's so quick. Pinto versus Lane. Dude, Lane was looking mean. I was worried for Pinto for a while there in the first round because Lane came out and just fucking dominated for a while. Pinto very clearly had some jitters. He was nervous. It was kind of surprising, honestly, because he did really well in the Dana White Contender Series and he knocked him out first round. And I kind of got the feel that was going to happen again. But you can tell that he was just nervous to get in there. I liked what he said afterwards during the interview where he's like, you get this big dude coming at you and fuck, man, I'm scared. Fair, you know, when you say it like that, when you're honest like that, when you're real like that, I love it. I love to see that honesty because it explains the way he fought and explains what we can expect moving forward. I think he's going to be way less nervous in his next fight. I mean, I say that, but fuck, you put him against a guy who's a killer in the heavyweight division, you're going to need to have that confidence at an all-time 10 because if you don't, those guys are going to find a way to kill you. I'm hopeful that Pinto's going to have a great career moving forward. I hope they don't put him against another prospect like Teixeira. So I'm excited to see Pinto's next fight. That was a fucking beautiful KO. That bop, boom, that fucking hook. That hook was mean. I think when I remember it landed up on his cheek right there. And even in slow-mo, it was fast as all fuck. And for a heavyweight, that's very good to see. I enjoy seeing speed at the heavyweight because I feel like for the heavyweight division, what is one of the most dominating factors is speed. Power is obviously going to be important. You got to have power to fucking just wrestle with these guys. But if you have the speed to outmaneuver each one and ruin their cardio, perfect. That's great. I think that's gonna take him a long, long way. I mean, fuck, if Teixeira wins his next fight and he gets ranking, and Pinto wins his next fight, and he could honestly get a ranking shot right away after this. It's not crazy to put them two up together already, but I just hope that they save them for a later time, so that way we get a really good ramp up and build up to their fight where they both get more experience, which is necessary in this kind of game. They need the experience, because if they don't, whoever has the better experience is going to win the fight. Like, it's just going to happen. But Pinto's on the map. People are going to have to be aware of Pinto after this, and I'm very happy about it. Very, very dope. Very, very dope. He got a fucking passport to the rankings with that fight. It was fantastic. I'm going to say fantastic all the time. But, I mean, shit, man. When you get a knockout like that, you can't say anything other than beautiful, fantastic, and brutal. So, Barlow versus Patterson. Man, this was the one that was a great upset. So, Sam Patterson, he's won his last couple fights by losing the fight and then coming out with a surprise submission. This time, he was losing the fight, albeit it was only the first round, but he was losing the exchanges, and then he wasn't. Out of nowhere, he just bop, lands it back on him, fucking stuns his ass, gets him on his feet, gets him touching the canvas, and then follows up and pressure, kills, dead, over. I fucking love that shit. That was that was a highly surprising bout. That was an exciting fight between two really good competitors, and I'm a little bit confused on what to say about Patterson. What does Patterson do after this? He's fought a couple times already, and he's won, but with weird performances. That's not the most common thing. We might be looking at a weird Dreykus situation where this guy wins on accidents. Fuck. It was obviously not an accident. It was a well-planned strike and a well-placed counter strike. Beautiful follow-up shots. I don't know. Next time Patterson's going to be coming out, it's going to be hard to bet against him to find a way to win a fight if he's able to keep doing this. I honestly, keep doing this. If you're just making everyone believe that you have a lot of holes in your game and then you capitalize when they think they have the opportunity, that's amazing. I think that's very, very special. It sucks that Barlow lost that one, especially because he's a prospect and he has some great, great hands. So he's going to be fine. He's going to come back from this. But Patterson, you're making people aware of yourself right now. That was a kind of fight that you put yourself on the map with that one. I'm going to be paying attention to whenever Patterson comes back around. And I'm going to be very interested with whoever they put him up against. Because what do you do with a guy like this? What do you do? Where do you place him? Who do you give him? I have no idea. It's going to be whoever is going to take this fight is going to kind of have a hard time. Because fuck, man, if a guy's losing like that and then comes back like that, how do you prepare for that? What do you do? What's your game plan? I'm excited to see whoever beats him, what their game plan was. I'm excited to see that because, I mean, fuck, maybe knockout. Maybe you got to fight a guy like Topuria or something. I say Topuria, but, you know. But it's a welterweight division. He ain't fighting none of one in that division with a performance like that yet. He does probably need another fight against an unranked fighter. It needs to be kind of more dominant than that was. Again, he won by first round knock TKO, but he was doing a very, very strange, I'm going to say strange, a very strange job up until that point. So good luck to you, because I'm very excited to see your next fight. This is cool. This is the kind of fight where, man, what is MMA? What is MMA? What is fighting? What is a victory? And what is that victory worth compared to another victory? What is this victory worth compared to another more dominant victory? Is it more impressive that a man was able to come back from the fire and lay it on after he had to weather a storm? Or is it more impressive? It is more impressive for a guy to come out and just knock out, you know? Like, what inspires you? I don't know. This is the kind of fight that inspires me. So I want to see more of it. I would like to see more of this guy. So all the praise I can give to that, because it's a hell of a performance. Hell of a performance, hell of an upset. Fantastic. Really, really brilliant. Really, really wonderful. And it put a smile on my face. Like, really good job. Really, really cool. Emil versus Gomez. That was a good fight. That one was getting really close to being fight of the night if we didn't have Ribovic right after. So Emil, man, Emil was looking I'm going to stop saying fantastic. Emil was looking professional. Emil really showed the levels needed to win a fight in that kind of, in that kind of realm. Against Gomez, Gomez was always going to be able to find a shot to land against Emil. Gomez was constantly landing some fucking killer shots against Emil, which if you were a judge, I'm surprised that they weren't swayed by that. But I'm happy with the decision they ended up going with, because Emil was putting the pressure and he was landing with the pressure. He was hitting him. He was chasing him. The entire fight, for the most part, Gomez was on the back foot. Gomez was having to back up, find his landing shots, And if he didn't, then Emil was on him. Really, really awesome. Emil was fantastic in that fight. I think he does need to fight another unranked guy before he moves on to the rankings, but it's not out of the question that he's a competitor. I mean, come on. You got a guy with cardio, guy with pressure, and he puts all of it together beautifully with takedowns, man. Emil's going to go far. I'm not even worried about what Emil's going to fight next because I'm pretty confident in this guy's ability to get a 15 position. So just like Pinto, Emil, maybe just give him a shot at the ranked position sooner rather than later, but I can understand one more unranked fight. So very good. Now, something that made me smile but also made me upset. But I'm not too upset after watching the fight again. Haqparast versus Ribovic. This was Haqparast's fight. I got to say, man, like, Ribovic was coming back in the second round, but he lost the third. He lost. So Haqparast definitely won the first round. He was putting it on him. Ribovic has a fantastic chin, and he could not get through the defense for the first part of Haqparast, and he wasn't able to get the strikes off that he wanted. In the second round, Ribovic was able to come back, but he had to get punched a lot in order to land the shots he wanted to. And this time around, the combos that he usually tries to pull off weren't coming out as frequently. I think that is largely because Haqparast was putting it on the pressure, and it interrupted Ribovic from finding time to pull off those combos. And for Haqparast to disrupt Ribovic, then fall back onto his defense, which was very strong the entire fight, it put Ribovic in a position to switch things up from what he's normally doing. But Ribovic really didn't go to the body. He didn't exchange some grappling affairs. And you got to give it to Haqparast in that third round. With that takedown, man, it sucks. It only was a quick one. Ribovic got up afterwards. But Haqparast was able to take him down, and he laid the volume. He laid the volume. He laid the significant strikes. Ribovic was getting through his defenses as the fight went on for the head. But, I mean, there's more than just the head in the fight, right? You got to attack the legs. You got to attack the thighs. You got to attack the body, the liver. You had so many more different ways to fight this guy, but you only fought him in one way. Sadly, that means you lost the fight to Haqparast. Like, I'm super upset. When I watched it out last night, I really thought he took the third round because I just wanted to. I didn't want to accept that takedown was enough, but I think it was all enough. I think all of it at the end of the day was enough because it's MMA. I mean, I'm gonna try to stand by what I'm saying. Like, he didn't adapt to what he needed to in an MMA competition. He needs to work on some ground game, work on some clinches, and apply some different kinds of techniques, man. Like, I'm obviously gonna be excited for Ribovic's next fight. Dog, right? This was a fucking good fight, no matter what. Both of these guys, performance of the night, no problem. Fight of the night, fucking fantastic. Dope as shit. Whenever either one of them fights, I'm there, I'm watching, I'm a fucking fan of both. I just need to see Ribovic kind of switch it up a little bit more. I want to see him switch it up a little bit more. Haqparast, I mean, he came in with a game plan, executed it beautifully. That can get you a ranked position soon enough. Lightweight's tough. Good luck getting a ranked position sometime soon, but you did fantastic. You beat a guy with a big name. This is going to progress you forward, and I'm happy to see how this fight. I'm not thrilled because I want Ribovic to come out with this. I liked his last couple fights, so I was like really hoping. But it is what it is. Great fight, fun times, entertaining, lively, violent, brutal, and badass. So what is there more to complain? What is there more to say? I can't complain about that. Fun, really, really dope. Second to last one is Brundage versus Marquez. Dope knockout. I mean, Marquez, I was not banking on him to get a win no matter what. If I'm going to be honest, like with his record, what we've seen, it was kind of really prepared for Cody Brundage to really take this fight damn near as soon as it was announced, right? Not a crazy outcome because you kind of expected this if you just saw the records and if you just looked at a little research. It was cool. I'm very happy. It was a great knockout. Great TKO, I mean, but Cody Brundage, it was an impressive knockout, but I gotta say, it's not against a deadly competitor. I feel shit saying that because, I mean, what is a competitor? What is deadly compared to whatever my mindset is? Maybe it's because it's the middleweights. Maybe it's just that he hasn't been fighting the competition that I really know of yet. He fought Bo Nickel, and he didn't do great against him. But it is Bo Nickel, and he's probably going to be able to get himself within the top 10 rankings, like, if he's not there already. Cody Brundage just needs to get another fight. He needs to get another fight against a guy who's actually up and coming, against a guy who is respected as a dangerous fighter That's the thing. I just didn't see Marquez as being talked about. I didn't see Marquez as being a guy that people were afraid of. I didn't see a guy that you're worried about stepping in there with. It seemed like Cody Brundage had a lot of confidence for a very knowable reason. It's a cool knock, cool TKO, cool TKO. You can't get wrong about that. It was impressive, but I mean, it felt like a lamb to the wolves situation. I just want to see Cody Brundage fight again. I want to see him fight against a guy where the odds aren't as skewed, especially because it's Cody Brundage. I don't know. This fight, it has me feeling perplexed. It has me not feeling 100% right. I'm a little sad that I feel this way because, again, it was a great performance and I called the fight for him to go his way. I just don't care. I feel terrible saying that. I feel mean saying that, but I don't care. I just don't care. I don't care about seeing either one fight. I'm not gonna be super excited seeing them fight. Like if Cody Brundage fucking mainlines a fight night, I don't give a fuck about that. But let's see more. Let's see him continue. Let's see him develop. I want to see more. So I think with more, my opinion will be swayed. Let's just see that though. That's all I'm gonna say about that because I don't want to just shit on something successful. I don't want to shit on success. That's stupid. So and now for the last one, the main fight is Kape versus Almabayev. There's a lot of shit going around for this fight. So, I mean, I almost don't even need this in my hands, but I'm just gonna talk about the fight and we're gonna talk about the way it ended. Kape's striking was there all day. His takedown defense was there all day. All 3 rounds. You can see that Almabayev definitely has some good energy, some good striking, some pretty good overall mindfulness in the ring, but Kape is leagues ahead. Kape is different. I mean, you can't look at Kape's career and not see him as the top of the fighting echelon, in my opinion. Like, you have to put him up there against the top 5, top 3 at all time, like in this division. For he can go down as one of the most important people to have done it in the sport of fighting overall. The more I learn about Kape and the more of his history fighting in different organizations, this guy is a monster. And he showed that this night. He had fantastic striking, fantastic timing. His takedown defense was pretty perfect. Anytime that Almabayev tried to shoot, answered immediately. No question. Every single takedown defense was negated. It was beautiful to see. When he defended those takedowns, I really saw a champion. Like, you can't look at Kape and not see a fucking champion right then and there from his last fight, the one before, even against Mokaev, which was a fucking close fight and riddled with shitty actions by Mokaev, which lost him the fight. You gotta respect Kape. I don't get what I saw where a lot of doubt was coming towards Kape because of his recent history with disappointing against other grapplers. I mean, I don't understand. I mean, were they not good grapplers? Were they not elite grapplers then or something? Yeah. I think a lot more respect has to be put on Manel Kape's name. Beautiful, 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 beautiful display of fighting in motion by Manel Kape. But we got to talk about the eye pokes. So the biggest thing is that it's not for, I don't place any blame on the eye pokes, sadly, for this fight on Manel Kape, because Manel Kape was fighting the way he fought. I saw a lot of fingers being outstretched from both fighters throughout the fight, but it happened that Manel Kape slapped the motherfucker's eye a couple times. But, I mean, if you're the ref in the goddamn rink, would you not tell both of these guys, put those fingers up, put them away, close your fucking hands or something, give him a warning? The second happened once after you saw the replay of when it happened. Shouldn't you talk to him? Shouldn't you tell him to not do that? Shouldn't you maybe take a point away if you see that happen again? I don't know. It's really tough. What I don't like is how Almabayev tried to stop the fight himself, but it's also like, what is he to do? He has to protect himself. The ref isn't doing his job. He's not seeing the eye pokes that are happening. So it's tough, but I'm not going to place any blame on Kape. He needs to watch his fingers. Kape can be a fucking dirty fighter at times, and I don't like seeing that. But I agree. It's the ref's fucking job to call that. Just like in the Henry Cejudo fight. Call that shit. Stop the fight. Talk to the fighters. Get in their face about this shit. Tell them you're going to take the point away if you keep doing this bullshit. You didn't do that. The fight's going to continue. It's not on the fighter to fucking stop himself from whooping ass. It's not on the fighter to stop the fight when you're in there meant to stop the fight to protect the fighter themselves. Weird night. Weird situation. I'm not happy about it. I think that the eye pokes drastically affected overall the fight and how long we were meant to see this fight go on, but it doesn't affect the outcome. Kape was winning no matter what. I mean, all throughout the entire fight, Kape was just there. He was dominant. He was fucking clean. He was smooth as fucking butter at all times. So, fuck it. Who gives a shit, right? I don't know. I don't want to say fuck it because this is a pretty serious shit, you know? You can't keep having these eye pokes. It's funny that these eye pokes are happening a lot more, especially after they announced that they're just disregarding the new gloves that they came out with. I don't know. Maybe they're going to bring them back again after this shit, but disappointing. The UFC has to take notice of this. I don't think they will, because who they're not going to give a fuck. But this is bad. This is really bad, I think, for the overall image of the UFC, that motherfucking dirty fighters are going to be praised. Dirty, cheaty activities are going to be praised. And it's going to be a lot of blame placed on the fighters and not enough on the actual organization to take greater steps to fix this issue. Very terrible note to end on. For Manel Kape, I'm just going to end it with this. What do I think his fight's going to be after this? Manel Kape's going to fight for the title. If he has to wait for Kai Sakura to get Kai Kara-France to get his shot first, oh well. But Manel Kape, he should just wait for the title. It's not going to be too long since then. Pantoja seems like he wants to fight, so hopefully, if he doesn't get damaged in his next fight, I mean, it depends. It really depends on whoever gets the title after the Kai Kara-France fight. I mean, how are you going to deny Pantoja winning that fight, in my opinion? But it's going to be a bit of time, sadly. Maybe Manel Kape's going to get another fight. Maybe he's going to fight Roy Vol. I don't think he should. I think, honestly, it sucks that he might just have to wait a while. I mean, he shouldn't wait too long, obviously. But he should just wait for his fighting opportunity to come. He should wait for his title shot. It makes no sense for me for him to fight anyone below him. And I think this only shows how different Manel Kape is from everyone else. Yeah, man. Give him a title shot right after Kai Kara-France. Or if Kai Kara-France is not ready, just throw Manel Kape in there now. Just throw Manel Kape in there now. You can have Roy Vol versus Manel Kape. Fuck these names, man. I'd rather see Manel Kape versus Pantoja first. Give Kai Kara-France the Roy Vol fight. But that's just my opinion. That's what I don't know. I just want to see Manel Kape fight for the title his next fight. I don't want to see him fight anyone else other than the fucking champion. Because at this point, Manel Kape is a fucking champion. If all he needs to do is win the belt. I see Pantoja again. I'm not going to doubt Pantoja. I'm never going to doubt Pantoja because I just fucking think he's a dog. So I think that Kape needs to fight him, though. There's no one else. In my opinion, there's no one else. Even if this fight was Roy Vol would have been taken out by Kape. I mean, shit, man. Can you really look at Kape's striking and see gaps in it? Not much. He was there. He has a great chin, great defense, great counter shots, great pressure, great activity, great combos. I'm not gonna fucking keep blasting his ass with compliments and shit like that, but fuck, man. Great. Just great. That's the night. That was Manel Kape versus Asu Almabayev. Good fight. Good night. It's time to get this video together and then get started on 313. Very much looking forward to 313. Very happy about that. Gonna be good times. Gonna be great. Looking forward to the future. Great fight night. Great times. It's Sunday. Time to drink more coffee. But I'm not gonna do that now. I'm just trying to find a good way to end the video. Maybe if I just